Hi everyone, this is Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and we're going to do a knit stitch pattern tutorial today. And today I'm using some worsted weight basic stitch from Lion Brand. It's super nice yarn to work with. I really like using the basic stitch. The needle size I am using today is a 4.5 Clover Circular. Not that it really matters, because I'm just working up a swatch for you to see. So here we have some repeats of the pattern. This stitch pattern is called the Pennant Stitch. It's a very easy to work up 6-row repeat. That's it. And it's worked in multiples of 5. So when you're casting on, just cast on a total of 5 stitch for each little section that you're doing. That's what that means. Each little repeat is 5 stitches. So if you're going to be joining to your work to add this to a project you're already working on, you're going to need to add it in multiples of 5. So pick up 5 stitches at a time. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, I'm just using a worsted weight, and I'm going to just go over the stitch repeat with you and the stitch row repeat. So for row 1, we're just going to knit straight across. That's all there is to row 1. So knit every stitch all the way to the very end. And I'm going to run through this pretty quickly. I have all of the different styles of cast on. Well, not all. I have 3 different types of cast on methods in video tutorials. I also show you the difference between knits and purls and yarn overs, and show you how to increase and decrease and all of that in some basic knitting tutorials. If you need help with all of that, I am going to go through, assuming that you already know those basics. That's why I have not started from the cast on edge. I'm just going to run through each of these 6 rows. So row 1 was knit all stitches. Row 2, you're going to knit 1 and purl 4. So knit your first stitch and then purl your next 4 stitches. That is your repeat to the end of your row. So knit 1 and purl 4. So as I'm finishing up these repeats across this row, I'm just going to take a moment to mention that I'm a continental knitter, and that is my yarn, my working yarn, and my needle with the work on it is in my left hand. I'm not throwing the yarn around my needle every time. So purl 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Knit 1, purl 4. And that is the repeat for row 2. I'm going to turn over and go to row 3. Row 3 is knit 3, purl 2. So knit 1, 2, and 3, and now purl 2. 1, 2, 3, and purl 2. Knit 1, 2, 3, and purl 2. Knit 1, 2, 3, and purl 2. Now we're going to turn your work over for row 4. Row 4 is the same as row 3. you are going to knit 1, 2, 3, and purl 2, 1 and 2. And you continue that repeat to the end of your row. 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Come into my last repeat. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2. All right, let's turn our work over for row 5. Row 5, you knit 1 and purl 4. Almost done. 1 and purl 4. That's your repeat across. Knit 1 and purl 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 more repeats. And now we'll turn our work over to the opposite side for our very last row. The very last row is knit all stitches. And that is your 6-row repeat of multiples of 5 to get the pennant pattern. It's a stitch pattern. And you can use this in a multiple project of patterns. You can add it in somewhere, do a couple repeats. You could do a project in nothing but this particular pattern. You can do it with cotton and make it kitchen napkins type situation. Add some edging to it all the way around. That would make a pretty neat little washcloth or something of that nature. But as you can see, here is your pattern repeats. And doesn't it look really cool? I love the way it looks. I think it is so awesome. So that's it for the pennant knitting pattern. I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope I didn't go too super fast. Again, if you're wanting to learn how to knit and start from the beginning, just run over to the playlist of, basic intro to knitting. I will link it at the end of all of my knitting patterns. I'll link that particular playlist. So that way you can go into that playlist and watch and learn how to cast on, bind off, increase, decrease, the difference between knitting and purling, all of that kind of stuff. And then I have some basic beginner patterns that you can practice with. So that is it for that pattern. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Be blessed. Be a blessing, and until next time, everyone, bye for now.